Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA, and today we're analyzing the Real Madrid Cádiz 0-0. Real Madrid couldn't go through against the yellow wall that Cádiz built up today in the Santiago Bernabeu, and it wasn't expected at all because everybody thought Real Madrid was going to win easily today, but it didn't happen, and that is a kind of wake-up call, as sometimes you need this kind of scores. You need this kind of games, so you are aware how difficult it is to keep moving forward and to keep fighting for La Liga, as every single team in this competition, even the this Cádiz, the allegedly super weak Cádiz, is able to draw in your stadium. So they are, they're getting 1 point and you're not able to score even one goal, which is obviously something that nobody was expecting to happen, but it happened, right? So right now what we have to do is to keep moving forward. There's no other way around. We have to face off Athletic de Bilbao in 2 days, which is important. And it's very important because we have to keep the distance against Sevilla, who is right now 6 points back. But the problem is they actually have just one game less, right? So eventually it might be 3 points. So I don't know, man. The La Liga is now getting tighter. The game was good. Problem is, Cádiz knew exactly what they had to do, and it was pretty much to build up that wall so Real Madrid could never go through, and that is exactly what happened. We saw the Vinicius Jr., Benzema, and Toni Kroos, Fede Valverde from the front of the rival box, from the Cádiz box, trying to shoot on target all the time, but it was impossible, man. Vinicius Jr. tried couple dribbles, more than couple dribbles. He was trying all the time to do different things, to go get the ball and get away with it, but it was pretty much impossible because it was like all the time 3-4 players up to him. And when you have this kind of people, when you have this kind of players surrounding you all the time, it's pretty much impossible to get the ball and get away with it. So Vinicius Jr. was the only one, in my opinion, that tried over and over again to something different, trying to create danger and stuff. And the other players, they didn't play really bad. They actually played well. Even Eden Hazard had a couple things really interesting, right? And he had a couple chances to score, but it was pretty much impossible. And same thing for Benzema. Sometimes he was offside, he was onside all the times, but he wasn't able to net the net for us and things like that. So yeah, we tried, right? But it was impossible. When you have the kind of team in front of you with defending with 8, 9, 10 players or something like that, there's nothing you can do about that, unless you have the kind of player like Erling Haaland, that players that are able to catch just one ball and turn it into a goal, right? But today it was impossible, and it was not Benzema and nobody else. For example, here in Marca, they are saying, as the journalist, Hazard is a mission impossible, and they are pretty much criticizing the role Eden Hazard played today. I do not agree though, because to me, Eden Hazard was not a completely disaster today, as he tried over and over again. But the problem is when you have a player that has been like months without playing a single minute, it is, what did you expect? There's nothing he can do about that. He can try it, he can get something interesting, but that's it. That's it, man. You can demand Eden Hazard to become the best player of the game, right? It's pretty much impossible. So that is as far as Eden Hazard. And then you have a bunch of players here. For example, to me the best one was Fede Valverde. Fede Valverde was definitely the player that we wanted to see. And today it was not easy for him because he had to replace the Luka Modric. But when you have to replace the Luka Modric, that is very, very difficult. A very difficult role you have to play with. So Fede Valverde didn't try to become another Luka Modric. He actually delivered what he is best at. You know what I'm saying? Every time he tries to defend and attack, is the kind of player like, you know, box to box, moving all the time, moving all around, trying to recover the ball for the team, trying to create danger. He shot on target a couple times. He had a couple chances. So to me, he did a great job today. But I don't know, man. I mean, it could be better. But when he came off the bench, all the public stadium applauding him, you know, chanting, I think he's chanting or singing his name and stuff. So he did a good job today, right? So I'm pretty sure that he did a good job. The problem is when you have a midfield like Real Madrid with Luka Modric and Toni Kroos and all the stuff, is very difficult for you to get a spot, you know. So that is basically what they're saying in Diario Marca. Diario AS is pretty much the same. Real Madrid clashed against a wall because everybody saw the game. Everybody would agree that it was a wall. It was a yellow wall. Same thing against Villarreal, another yellow wall, and we couldn't go through. We couldn't score. So yeah, I mean, it's frustrating because we played really good, not bad, but it was impossible. And you know you will have these kind of games every once in a while during the season, along the season. So to me, it's okay. I mean, it was the kind of slip that you don't want it, but it happened. So now what we have to do is pretty much to wait for the next Wednesday, I think, to play against Athletic de Bilbao and keep the distance as big as possible, as wide as possible, respectively to Sevilla. So let's see what happens. So now, guys, comment in the section below. Remember to subscribe to the channel and